Hello and welcome to Friday Live here on Mumii. I'm Jo and...
Hi, good morning, I'm Mark, welcome back.
And this week we're going to be talking about happiness because who doesn't want to be happy? I want to be happy.
I want to be really happy, always.
Always. You always are happy, Mark.
I try to be happy
Always.
Because happiness is infectious, isn't it?
Well, it
Don't you
is.
think?
That's why we just laugh all day in our office.
Of course, always, yeah.
We're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you.
That's what you told me now.
Yeah. So, welcome. Now, we have had some technical problems this morning, so if you've come back to join us, thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Hit follow, comment away, and just to improve the happiness on this Friday morning, we've got a box of chocolates to give away. So, all you need to do is comment, join in with the chit chat, and we could be sending you a box of chocolates just to help with that happiness.
It is, it always helps chocolate.
We are sending them, or are we eating them?
Yeah, that's debatable, I think, actually.
If you don't comment, we're not sending it.
We're not.
So
Me and Jo are going to enjoy this.
we're not
this
sharing
afternoon.
it.
No. We don't share, do we?
No.
No.
No. Anyway, back to our sofa and our chat of today. So, get commenting, you could win these chocolates. We are very lucky this morning to be joined by a very, very patient man who, with all the technical problems, has still remained on the sofa. We've locked the door so he can't go anywhere.
Yeah, no way.
So, Simon Benn has joined us and he is a happiness coach. And I know the first question that's going to pop up.
What is a happiness coach?
What is a happiness coach, Simon?
Well, I guess it's that infectious stuff that you're talking about. So yeah, it's helping kids be happy. There's a lot of parents worried about their child's happiness, their confidence, and bullying, and it's empowering the kids.
So
it's empowering the kids to manage their feelings, but doing it through fun, not therapy. I'm not a therapist.
Not a therapist, so happiness. No. Not a therapist.
Not a therapist.
Not a therapist.
Because I think a lot of people would instantly think that when you think talking about a coach. Would you not? Do you think therapy or?
I think lots of people would.
Yeah. So it's good that it's clear that.
Yeah.
So
it is not that way.
It's not that way. No. So I'm coaching. It's bringing. A coach is about bringing. Children are born with innate happiness, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yep.
So the first time you looked in, you told me that you got three children. So that first moment that you clap eyes on your baby, and you look into their eyes, and there is like an overwhelming surge of love and happiness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank goodness the pain is over. But I still, if you still have that feeling with your baby after all that, you won't understand your men. But
well, we get the pains in our hands.
Pains in your hands
from all the squeezing. True.
You're not expecting any sympathy, are you?
No, I'm trying though.
Yeah, no.
So the children are born. They're born perfect.
happy.
I mean, you've got that love. What did you see? When you clapped eyes on?
It's immense. It's just
immense.
Until you've gone through it, you can't. I don't think you can explain it. Same for a dad, I should think.
It is, yeah. And to be honest, until I got children, I didn't think you could love anything as much. Possibly, yeah. I think you've probably felt love in your life before and happiness, but actually, when you see them, you can't explain it, can you?
How did you feel? Come on, audience. How did you feel when you clapped eyes on your newborn baby?
Yeah.
Happiness. It's happy. I don't know whether happiness.
No.
It's
love.
It's
more
love. Than happiness.
Yeah.
It's all about love. I mean, you did the Valentine's feature last week, so we're not going to do too much about. This is a different sort of love.
Yeah.
But it's about a love. I mean, and didn't you see perfection?
Of course.
You saw perfection.
Nobody had a child as beautiful as mine.
No, well,
although second time round, I hope my second one isn't listening. But second time, I was thinking, well, what if my second baby's really ugly?
Jo, did you really think that?
I did. I thought I have to get one of those brown paper bags to put on his head. But he was all right. He was okay. He was cute.
Yeah.
It was fine.
But they are because they're yours.
Yeah.
And
So you don't think they were
other
other people's babies are ugly then? I think we're going down the wrong track here.
I'm going somewhere with the perfection. Can I keep on going with this?
Yes, you keep us on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to. I mean, you're supposed to be asking me questions, and that's why I'm asking permission, really, to kind of go with it. So, perfection. Yeah, you saw perfection, right? Mm-hmm. In my opinion, right? This is my opinion. Every child is born perfect. They,
I agree.
And they have innate happiness in them, and we
Totally.
were born that way. We're all born that way. So it's like that we're a diamond. We're a diamond. And over time, we kind of pick up bits of rubbish or muck. I'll use a nice word.
Foibles.
We pick up from the world around us, yeah. So
there's like the sparkling diamonds, and then there's the sort of the rough ones,
diamonds,
and the dirty ones, and
but I did. Diamonds are. No, I'm not going to do it. Okay.
Sing.
Diamonds are forever.
Yeah.
Okay. The diamond's just covered up in a bit of muck. We gather more muck from the world around us, so we're told that we're no. Like me, I got bullied really badly when I was on scout camp, so I was told I was no good. If I can go into, but and we believe that. But the thing is that diamonds are forever, and that's how children are. They are born innately happy, and they just get covered in the muck, and it's simply a matter of scratching the muck away to reveal the diamond underneath.
I've never
because diamonds are
heard that described that way before.
Yes, but I like
really
that, and
nice,
I think for
isn't it?
kids, particularly older ones who understand that concept of, you get things thrown at you, and so many children are bullied at some point, or are the bullies, I hate to say it. And as an ex-teacher, the number of children who, whether it's low-level bullying, or whether it's the other end of the spectrum, there's a whole spectrum of bullying. But at some point in your life as a child, I'm sure I can remember it. I'm sure you can both
of course,
remember at some point you
that
feel
muck is
pretty
being
low, don't
thrown
you?
at you constantly. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and I go through it trying to support my children going through it when it is
always.
the end of the world for them. It is because it is their world, and they can't see the end of it, can they?
As a parent, it's very hard to remove the muck that's been thrown. Is it not?
Is this?
This is.
So this is where sometimes
I have another metaphor on that. Yeah.
Sometimes as a family, you need your kids need help sometimes, don't they?
Yep.
And so I assume this is where a happiness coach could come in. Now, happiness coach, it's something that's quite new to me. I'll be very, very honest. Is this something throughout the UK? Is it quite new? Is it? Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is new. I googled children's happiness coach a couple of weeks ago, and there's just me.
Oh,
wow.
Unique.
I'm unique, yeah.
We're
all unique.
Today,
every diamond, okay?
Yeah.
You guys are still, all of you, even the cameraman, you're all still
even
diamonds.
The cameraman.
And Helen behind us, right? Everybody's unique, but we're all our different sorts of different sort of diamond. Okay?
Our camera team are very unique.
Yeah.
Extremely unique, actually.
Yeah, very.
So yeah, it is unique, but it's needed. Parents are concerned.
Yeah,
parents are concerned.
Let us know if you ever heard of a happiness coach. Keep commenting. Chocolates are up for grabs. If not, Mark and I are going to eat them.
Yes.
So
be warned.
Be warned. So, okay, so we kind of know a bit more about what a happiness coach does.
Yep.
Now, okay, what's a happy child? What makes a happy child?
What makes a happy child? Well, that is a
it?
brilliant question. I can answer that on a million different levels. So
all right, we've got all day, but we might eat the chocolates.
Eat the chocolates. Love.
Yep.
Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Feeling loved.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling loved.
And is it about them feeling loved by other people, or is it about them feeling the love for themselves?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah. It's realising who they truly are.
Mm. Think
and it's the same for us as adults. It's realising that we are the diamond and not the muck around us. I'm not putting that varnish on, because what happens is we start to think that we smell, because the muck smells.
Okay.
The manure smells. So then we put a layer of.
I've got nice aftershave today.
Yeah. We put a. We put a layer of varnish on, nail varnish on to cover up, a veneer, a front to the world, if you like, because we think we smell, because we forget that we're the diamond. So love, yeah. So feeling loved.
Everybody wants to feel loved.
They do,
loved.
Yeah.
And
feeling loved, yeah.
I personally think it's very important, and I tell my children all the time that I love them. Even if they call me when they've got off the bus from school, okay, speak to you later, love you. And
I've heard you do that when you're at work.
Yeah, and they say it back, and I've always done that throughout, because I think it's not many people tell you every day they love you, do they?
That's so true. And when they're really tiny, they come and give you. Oh, my 2-year-old at the moment, is just like big hugs all the time, lots and lots of hugs. But when they get older, those hugs and that physical contact sometimes, goes back. I've got 2 older boys. One's quite cuddly, and the other one, less so. But we still try and use that "I love you" or, "Good night, love you, see you in the morning," that kind of thing. But
Do you think
children
they
need
need
to
that
feel love, don't they?
There's a difference here, right? The difference of love, yeah?
Yeah.
So we talked earlier on about that first moment that you clapped eyes on your children, right? And there's that surge, there's that wow of love, okay?
Yep.
So that's love at 100 miles an hour at 5 tons, or 8 pounds 2 ounces, or whatever. And then there's that love that love you, which is at a different level. So for me it's a depth of feeling, and there's a lot of. I mean, I'm not a parenting coach. Okay,
No.
I'm a children's happiness coach. I'm not here. I'm not here on this planet. I'm not just here. I'm not here.
You are here.
I am here. Well, am I?
Where are we going?
I'm on a different
You're here
planet.
live today.
I am on a different planet. I'd rather be a little bit weird though, actually. It's that. Where was I going with this? Okay, so I'm not here to give out parenting advice, right? I empower children to think, to understand where
So
their
it's
feelings
about the
come from.
child, isn't it?
It's a child centre.
Yeah, really child-centred. Now,
And love. It's love down, but that love at that depth.
yeah.
So that's it. It's about the depth of the commotion. We're in a bath of love with our children, rather than just holding hands with them. Do you see what I mean? It's like it's that deep connection,
all-encompassing, isn't it?
It's that all-encompassing stuff. The time that you spend. Children. A lot of children say that they want to spend more time.
Yeah.
And undistracted time. So when I get, my wife's always on Facebook, okay, and yeah.
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
So there's that kind of
Everybody today.
and I started it. I used to check my phone in the morning, and
Well, let's hope
and there's a
everybody's on
distraction.
Facebook today and
Yeah, yeah.
commenting. Okay, that's
It's
good news.
But there's that undistracted warmth
the
of
time
love.
when you give your
quality
it's
time.
love and it's time, isn't it? Because you can't replace those two things. To help make that child happy.
Yeah.
Now, somebody said to me years and years and years ago. I think it was when I was doing my teacher training. So we're going back a number of years. That life is a bit of a roller coaster, and to appreciate the ups, you actually have to have the downs. Now, nobody wants to think of children being unhappy.
No.
Because who wants a child to be unhappy? But if a child has been through that unhappiness and got through the other end, and they're back to that diamond again, and they're back to feeling happy,
They're always
and
the
content,
diamond.
Then, but feeling like they're that diamond.
Yeah.
Do you think that helps in their happiness in future life?
To make them stronger,
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah,
'Cause
to make them
it's
stronger
a
and able
learning
to
experience, isn't it?
butt off those bits.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm qualified to answer that one. Because
We can all have an opinion, though.
Yeah, no,
can't
just
we?
a general opinion. Yeah.
Well,
which
if
would be great.
that we do learn through our our downs. That's for
And
sure. as adults.
presumably, from the children that you've worked with, you have seen those children go from feeling, pretty unhappy to being able to manage those feelings and to get on and look at the positive. So, I mean, as a person, as a coach, that must be really fulfilling.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the first time I really knew that I was onto something of this was I've been in around education publishing for 30 years. So I used to do things like work with the water companies to keep children safe.
Yep.
Stop playing in reservoirs. We did.
Don't play in reservoirs,
Don't
kids.
play in reservoirs.
Not good.
Don't play near water in school
We did.
holidays.
School holidays.
Or on the ice.
So one of the biggest projects I was ever involved with in my old job was we did 5 million copies of Roald Dahl's Guide to Railway Safety, which was one of his last works that he did. We did that for BR, for British Rail, and then Network Rail, and to stop kids getting killed in some holidays, right? So I've been in that space since in '89. I've been on working on this children's happiness coaching for 4.5 years, and the first time I really knew I was onto something. I've been into. I was in a school, and I'm an author. I've written this book called Jack Cherry and the Juicer about how Jack discovers where feelings come from.
Okay.
So I was doing an author hot seat, and then we did some activities, and I said to there were Year 6 kids, and it was a mixture of affluent and not so affluent kids in a school in Leeds. And I said to the children, right, I want you to be able to remember what you've learned today from these activities that we've done, these fun activities, because my stuff is about fun. It's not about therapy. I'm not here in a suit. I'm not
No, you're
lying
about
down.
as far from a suit as possible, I think.
I am, and I'm not lying down on the couch saying, tell me about your childhood. Okay, I'm talking about diamonds and manure, or juicers as well. So
Diamonds, manure, juices.
Diamonds, manure, yeah, mix up our metaphors. So this young lady, she was called Alex. And as I wandered around the classroom, she kind of beckoned me over and she said, I don't want to share this with the rest of the class. I said, oh, that's okay. She said, now I know about the juicer. So my juicer's like a mindset metaphor. It's a way to understand nothing. Now I know about the juicer, I can go back to dance class. Right. And I'm like, okay. So I'd done 40 minutes on positive stuff and 5 minutes about bullying. Okay.
Yep.
And she went on to tell me the story, whispered the story. She was a very bright, bubbly, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, and she said, I think that some of the girls were jealous of her, and they were jealous of her skill for dancing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they picked on her. They
So
teased her.
she
'cause
was
they wanted to bring her
given,
down.
she was empowered then, wasn't she, to look at what's happening and why it's happening, and
It's simpler than that. Simpler than that. She said to me, now I know about the juicer, I can go back to dance class.
so it gave her a confidence then, didn't it? And inner confidence to
She had a
Face.
jump.
Yeah,
She had a
to
jump in her.
overcome all these bad comments.
yeah.
She had a jump in her. It's not a kind of a techniquey thing. It's like an insight. She had an insight. She had a new idea. Something that I said led her to had a jump in her resilience, her self-esteem, her confidence, whatever you can. Her understanding of life.
Yeah.
That she could just
A real success story.
a real success story.
And that seeing children go and the penny dropping, whether
penny dropping. That's a really
whether
good one.
you're enabling them and you're empowering them to deal with a situation at school or at dance or a maths problem they couldn't do. When that penny drops and you see your child go, I can do this, and their shoulders go up,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the penny. It is the penny dropping.
The penny dropping.
They're all fired. People are firing information at these children all day long at school. Okay, and
Yes,
that information is coming from outside. Where real change happens is when the penny drops, and that's like a new idea. That's like an inspiration that comes from within them. It comes from within
They
them.
have to- yeah, they have-
Inspiration. It comes out of them, which is why I talk about this as a coaching, because I'm bringing the natural. I'm explaining to the children how their thoughts and feelings work and where feelings come from, so that they then that lights a fire inside them. The penny drops. They get their realization.
Oh, without a doubt.
And they have that insight. It's like that, and it's a ka-chunk. It's like I'm sure
we all
you've
have,
had.
that moment, isn't it? Now we've all, a lot of our viewers have got children. So anybody at home, have got children. How do you know if your child's unhappy? What has anybody out there got a child that they think, do you know what? I don't think they're as happy as they could be. Have you ever been through this?
Definitely, yeah. It's how do you identify it? Because everybody's busy, and there's a lot of busy parents out there working full time, and you get home and it's a routine in the evening and everything. And how do you identify deep down that the child is probably not happy?
Yeah, and is it just a blip, or is it something that's a bit more?
Because probably not every
deep-seated?
child is just going to sit there and over the dinner table and be like,
Oh, by the way, Dad, I'm not very happy.
I'm being
Particularly
bullied,
when they
I
get
don't like
to
this, I
sort
don't
of like
like this.
10, 9, 10, 11, when it's...
They go a bit more reserved,
Yeah.
and it's pulling
So
it
what-
out of them, isn't it? Is there any tips
Come on,
you
parents
can...
at home, what are the telltale signs of, have you noticed anything when you thought, do you know what, my child is a bit unhappy? Simon, what about you? What do parents come and say to you? Why do they come to you? What are the telltale signs where they go, do you know what, we need some help?
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the... I was talking to a mum about this yesterday. So I did some research. 240 parents. It was mainly mums that filled in the online survey, and 48% of mainly the mums that answered said that they're worried about their children's happiness or their future happiness.
Yeah.
All of the time, or often.
Are you worried about your children's future happiness? I know, it's something that crosses my mind.
It is because you want them to be happy.
Yeah, you want them
Always.
to be happy. I think it's a
Happy,
generational
don't
thing,
you?
isn't it? It's you always want your, you
But
always hope for that success, whether that be happiness, love, fall in love and everything. And I think each generation wants something better for the next generation.
Do, don't you? Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
But do you think we do enough to
encourage it?
Encourage it every day, all the time.
Maybe you get a bit sidetracked with everyday life. Maybe this is where someone where Simon comes in to go, right, okay, we need to ground these thoughts and have a look at it. And I think it's good for children to talk to someone else other than parents at times. I don't know whether you found that.
Well, yeah,
do you do groups as well, or is it individuals? Is it
So far, I've over the last 4.5 years, I have done mainly group work, but I'm not able to help as many kids as I want in schools because the schools have got too much on. They've got they've got very little time.
True.
They've got very little time. So I've been doing work in schools, and now I'm looking to do more work outside schools with parents.
So with a family.
With parents and the kids, yeah. So I'm working on that to understand, meet each child's and each family's needs. So for some, it may be a group setting they prefer.
Yeah.
So that might be a group setting with other adults. That might be a group setting with other families, and that might be 1-to-1 just with the parent, or that might be 1-to-1 with the child.
Yeah.
I am open to all those approaches because what I want to do is to deliver what the family wants.
So it depends, because everybody's needs are different, aren't they?
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
Everybody's family needs are different. So
But touching on the school, I think if that was part of the school curriculum, one lesson a week with a happiness coach in every school. Because you think working people, a lot of people in offices, companies, we go on motivational courses throughout our life, and
schools do PSHE, so they do different things. But I think this is quite.
Do you think this is more?
Yeah, it's more specialist, and I can understand schools. There's so many constraints on schools at the moment: financial constraints, time constraints. We've got SATs coming up for year 2s and year 6s. And as an ex-teacher, happiness should be the number one thing. I always say to parents, particularly with reception children, who they might sit there and go, oh, my child's not reading The Hobbit yet. And it's like, is your child happy? Right, okay. The first thing we need to do in reception is to make sure that child is happy, that child is enjoying coming to school. And everything else, if a child is
Everything
happy,
will develop from
so
there,
much
won't
more
it? Yeah.
will fall in place. It's the time when a child isn't happy that can have such a major impact on them academically, socially, their emotions, everything, it rolls in. So if we can get that happiness right with children, it can have such a positive impact on the other parts of their life, their relationships with their friends, but their relationships with their families.
Well, people think that success leads to happiness.
Now, happiness should lead to success, surely.
I'm with that. Look at you just have to look at the celebs.
Yep.
And the Heath Ledgers and the Robin Williams and all these guys, fated, FET, like celebrated, worshipped, adored. That's what it looked like from us on the outside, but on the inside,
they're crumbling, aren't they?
They're crumbling,
a mess,
they're crumbling, yeah. Lots of actors in therapy and all this sort of stuff. So
because
success
of the pressure of the outside world, I suppose, isn't it? And
there's so much pressure, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
On children.
And if you relate that to children as well, the pressure of the outside world,
eat chocolates.
It's protecting them.
Keep commenting. Get the chocolates. They'll help you make you feel happy. I don't know what you feel about chocolates. It's the endorphins, isn't it? I think it's a bit of a short-term fix.
It is, yeah. But the sun's shining today as well.
That makes you,
and that makes everybody happier as well.
Do
you not? No, is that not true?
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Well,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I think it definitely has an impact on your emotions.
Without a doubt.
What do you think? Do you think the weather has an impact on your emotions? Let us know. You know.
Have you ever been sad when the sun's shining?
Well, yes.
Well,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do
Because
think.
the truth is the truth.
But maybe that level
Get
of
a bit
sadness
philosophical.
would have been worse if it had been raining, and I'd had to go on the school run because it always rains on the school run.
And
This
it's
is where
cold
Always.
and it's windy.
This is where I can get a little bit philosophical and a bit contra to everybody. Everything.
Oh, I
so
like
I'm
a
not
good
sure.
debate.
Okay.
Yeah, we have some good debates.
We
don't
do.
We?
Oh.
So
Yeah, we like it good.
let me explain. Let's talk about what I do with the when I'm with doing a session with the kids and the parents. So okay, so I asked them, well, you know, where does happiness come from?
Where does it come from, Mark?
It's come from inside, I would say.
Yeah.
It comes from you.
It comes from inside.
Making your own happiness.
Yeah.
And I
So
strongly
is it
believe.
your responsibility then?
I think it's your responsibility for your own and everybody's happiness.
But what age do you go from your happiness is the responsibility of others to more adult, and it's like, well, you know, you need to take some control over your happiness?
Because I think as an adult, you're aware that you need to make yourself happy to probably produce something good that day. But as a child, do they necessarily think that, or is that for us to?
Well, I think we're all.
start the
I
day
think we're
with
all
them
born
and be-
happy. So we're born happy. So if a child, so for example, if we're just going back a bit,
Yeah.
if a baby cries, we don't put that baby in therapy, do we?
No.
No, we just
No.
say
Like-
the baby's
we'd like to,
tired.
maybe.
Going to be an interesting conversation on the couch. Goo 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 ga 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 ga. Well, tell me about
Therapy.
your childhood. Well, I'm only 2 months. You know, so yeah, if feelings come from. We're born happy. You know, we shine. The light in the eyes, you know, of the child.
It's life, isn't it?
It's the dirt.
It's life.
It's the dirt. No, it's not life. It's not the dirt. It's not life. It's the dirt. It's the manure on the diamond. If
Yeah,
you
but
put
is
it
that
there.
life? Is that all the things that life
It is
throws
because
at you?
every day things are being thrown at you,
You know,
aren't
and
they?
as a child, you've got.
and how do you defend all that
I've got to
manure
I've got to go to
flying
school,
over?
and I'm leaving mum, or go to nursery. I'm leaving, you know, mum and dad.
The thing is,
Yeah.
the thing is that this is a debate that
I
we have
love
as
a debate,
adults.
yeah.
Okay. The
It
thing
is,
is,
we
with
look
children,
at it differently as well. I think.
everybody looks at it differently,
True.
and everybody's view of what happiness is all about, they think that they're right.
What's
We
your
all think
view?
that
What
we're
do you
right.
think about
We're right.
happiness?
You said that you said that happiness comes from inside us,
Yes.
and I am totally with you on that. It always comes
Brownie
from
points.
inside. It always comes from inside you. So every feeling that you want and that you've ever wanted is already inside you, and it's only going to come from inside you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And like it only works. Feelings only work one way. They work from the inside
It is.
out. So that's why I can be happy when it's sunny and happy and unhappy when it's sunny. Mm-hmm. Because the
'Cause you're
feeling is
making
coming
your own
from
feeling.
the inside out, not the outside in.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
But
Now,
how do you get that? How do you get a child to understand
Oh,
that?
it's easy. It's easy because they haven't picked up all. Well, the children have uncluttered minds. Uncluttered minds. They have less manure around their diamond. Okay, so I say to them, where does happiness come from? Well, happiness is a feeling. Where do feelings come from? Feelings come from inside us. Our feelings, but where, you know, they come out of our heart. I ask the children what they say. So this is 7 to 11 years I work
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
key stage 2.
Key stage 2 in the lingo. So where do feelings come from? Feelings come. The children say. The 3 answers that I get are they come from our heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They come from our heads. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
one very emotionally intelligent young lady once said to me, they come from our soul.
Oh,
Ooh, like
that's
that.
deep.
that's deep, isn't it?
So
My
the
boy would probably
feelings.
say it comes from his Xbox.
That's where his happiness comes
If
from.
you ask him.
But as society, we think we're bombarded by people trying to sell us chocolates, telling us that the chocolates were going to make us happy.
Oh, see, it's all my fault then. I've just told you all that chocolate's
But we
gonna
all
make you
believe that,
happy.
you see. It kind of, it
Yeah,
looks
but
like the
if it
chocolate's
helps
making
to
us
make you
happy.
happy, even if it's
Yeah.
psychological help for short term.
Do you not think if somebody was down or feeling a bit low today, just give them a chocolate? And
No,
be
you're not having any.
Yeah,
Can I have a
'cause-
biscuit?
Well, I can do... Chocolates aren't really my thing. Midget gems are my thing.
Should have had midget gems.
I used
Can
to
you
work in a
still buy
sweet shop.
midget gems?
Yeah. I used to work in a sweet shop when I was a kid.
That's that like icing thing on the.
No,
What's
midget
that?
gems are like these jelly things. They're what do
They're
you
like
call
small
those?
wine gums, basically.
Yeah, what do you call
Oh,
those? You're
no,
thinking
you-
of the biscuits with the. What do you call
They-
them?
Little gems.
Little gems.
That's what
Is
I'm
that what they
thinking
are?
of. Yes.
We'll have those on the sofa next week.
Those
You
little
can't get them,
gems.
can
You can get them.
Really?
Yes, I'm sure you
Midget
can get
gems.
them.
Midget gems.
So yeah, I used to work
So
in
we're
a.
going
I used to
back
work in
there,
a sweet
aren't we?
shop. Yeah, I used to work in a sweet shop.
That's why you're so happy. You worked in the sweet shop.
And
Yeah.
do you know what? That's the.
Yeah.
That's
Was
the
it all
funny
the
thing.
big jars of sweets everywhere?
Imagine
all
those
from-
kids coming in. I mean, I used to do it when I was little. Halfpenny sweets, showing my age.
You used to go get
Go
your
in with
bag
your
of
5p
sweets. Yeah.
and get your bag of sweets. You're happy when you go and buy sweets, aren't you, as
Your
a
full
child?
little white bag of sweets.
So I think that's
and
where it came
spent
from. You
10
saw
pence.
these children, their faces light up, and thought, I'm going to make faces light up.
That's what Willy Wonka wanted to do, isn't
Willy
it?
Wonka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. Now, we are going to have to bring this to a bit of an end shortly, but come on, Simon, if you can think of some simple tips for parents out there who want to improve their child's happiness, what would they be? What can
What
we
would
do
they
at
be doing?
home?
Okay, so I gave you the kind of like a heads up that I'm not a parenting
Yeah.
coach. So
Yeah, but if you
trying
want to encourage happiness,
well, the first thing is to, I think, children do as we do, not as we say.
I know that one.
Yeah. So they do as we do. So they're going to copy us. So
You need to be
I'd be
happy.
saying, I'd be saying, look at your
yourself.
look at yourself. Whatever makes you happy, do more of that.
Just keep doing it. Yeah.
Do more of what works, and do less of what doesn't work.
So look
yeah.
at the positives.
That's good
Maybe
advice.
you can ask your kids as well. You know, ask them what makes them happy.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It'd
know,
be great
I have-
if everyone went today and just asked everybody, all their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask your
What do you love
children
doing?
today.
Where does it come from? Yeah.
What makes you happy? I wonder how many will say it's half term for a lot of people. Around here, it's half term.
It is, yes.
So I wonder how many will say being off school.
Yeah.
Obviously, mine won't. Mine will just say, I love being at school, mummy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
just cannot wait
so
to go
there's
back.
that. It's doing more of what we love doing.
Yep.
Whether we're doing more of what makes us happy. Do more of that. And then, so can I give a little plug?
Yeah,
Can I
go
do a
on.
plug?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Quick
Plug
plug.
away.
So, feelings come from thoughts.
Yep.
Like juice comes from fruit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we
like
put a
this.
happy apple into our head, it's going to create happy apple juice. If we drink happy apple juice, how are we going to feel?
Is that cider?
It is, yeah.
It's
Not
like
for kids. Not for
You're gonna
kids.
feel
We're not
good. Not for
recommending
kids.
cider for kids.
No. So we're recommending happy apple juice.
Happy
Happy apple
So we'll
juice.
either,
Brilliant
Through
banana
your
juice.
body.
we'll leave that on happy apple juice.
I like the happy
I
apple
like the happy
juice.
apple juice.
Yeah, we've got orange
Can I
juice.
just do
Orange
one?
juice.
So I've written this comic about this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if you go
Got
to
one printed off there. No, the bottom one.
if you go to simonbenn.co.uk, you can print off a copy of this 8-page comic called Jack Cherry and the Juicer.
We'll add a link under the comments
Yeah.
so you can
You
get
can
to
have a
this
look.
directly. So, go and download it. And I've had a look. It's just what kids will react to, isn't it? Comic. There's not loads and loads of text.
No, the
and
pictures are great as well. It's interesting.
yeah, no, it's cool.
It's really
And I like
nice.
the fact. I've read it very, very briefly. But you've got the child at home sat watching TV. This is real life, isn't it, for kids? Real life. So I think they'll really relate to this. I'm going to share this with my kids tonight.
And it's about that insight.
Yep.
It's realizing that feelings come from thoughts. That's the only place. They only come from inside us. And once the depth that you get that. So we think that understanding is just like a logical, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's that depth. We're talking about the depth earlier
do.
on. The depth of the love that you feel for your child. And there's that different level of love you and then warmth.
Really
that
love
love,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That love, that moment that you have of when you're together as a family, when there's that moment of pure bliss. Am I being a bit too philosophical here? Or I'm going a bit far off?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm
it's
only
fine.
joking. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
So that's the
is
depth, yeah. So that's the depth of understanding and that insight that comes out, and that's what the kids switches on the kids when they realise that feelings come from thoughts.
Yep.
That's the only place they ever come from. But we're bombarded by
within.
people trying to sell us stuff, telling us that this is going to make us happy. You
Yeah,
know?
that's
happiness
so
comes
All
from
the materials stuff,
within,
isn't it? Yeah.
So I think we're going to leave this on. Come on, mums and dads, grannies, granddads, whoever's watching today, be happy, because that rubs off on kids.
It's
You know,
Happy Friday.
look at your inner thoughts. Make sure you're happy. It is Friday, so when your kids, if they're at school, come home from school, or if you're on half term, you know, let's just make this a really happy, positive experience
It is,
for
yes.
kids. Even if at the back of your mind you're going,
They're absolutely
I
driving
want to
you
watch them
crazy
smile.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to make them smile. It's at the end of half term. I'm going to make them smile.
They will smile. Yeah.
So
you
yeah,
can do it.
But no, thank you, Simon, for
Thank you.
Thank you,
joining
Simon.
us on
Really
the
nice to meet
sofa.
you.
Now, Simon is going to take some time afterwards. If anyone's got any questions, you know, pop them below this Facebook Live, and he will get back to you. You can pop over to his website. Simon, just give us a plug for your website.
Okay, so it's simonbenn.co.uk. So that's Ben with 2 N's.
I was going to say that. Like
Simon
Mr.
Benn.
Benn. Is Mr. Benn, like the cartoon, is he 2 N's?
He is 2 N's, yeah.
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
with 1 N is a Christian name, a first name.
And
to
Ben
be
with
PC.
2 N's.
Ben with 2 names
So
is second.
it's Simon Benn with 2 N's.co.uk, but we will add the link below for you.
And get your free comic.
Yeah,
off
download
there.
your free comic. It's great.
It's really good.
We're going to leave you all now. We're promise not to eat the chocolates, but we will be announcing later who we're going to send these chocolates off to, and they'll be with you early next week.
Let's hope they make you
Nice.
happy, eh?
Yeah, let's hope they make them
They
happy.
will.
And
Mitch
let's-
Jones sometimes make me happy, you know, but yeah, it's just about releasing the happiness that's already inside.
Let's just send an empty box, shall we? We're happy.
We'll send
Then you're going to be
One chocolate.
gutted, yeah.
That's lovely. So join us next Friday. It will be at 11 a.m. So join us next Friday for Friday Live on Mumii, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Have a great weekend.
Cheers.
Bye.
Have a happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Nice.